Welcome back, dear students. In previous video we discussed about ancient languages and literature. Now let's discuss about Upanishad and other ancient literatures. First of all, we'll study some points regarding Upanishad. Upanishad gives description and analysis of the beginning of the universe, how universe originated, the mysteries of life and death, and spiritual and materialistic world. Upanishad also discuss about the mysteries behind the birth and the death of human. Next is Brahmanical literature. Brahmanical literature explains the meaning of Vedas. What is the true meaning of Vedas? That is explained in Brahmanical literature. It is composed in the form of a poetry and lyrical form. Next is Aranyakas. Here Aranyakas were literature composed in Aranya. Here Aranya means forest and on the philosophical subjects. Aryans used to spend their last phase of life in Aranyakas or in forests, making their ashrams in Aranyakas. They composed literature based on philosophy that is called Aranyakas, which was the result of their deep thinking. It is known as Aranyakas. Next is Vedangas. The Vedangas literature deals with the religious practices and rituals, grammar, astrology, and astronomy. Now, let's study some points regarding two great Indian epics. First, the Ramayana, second is the Mahabharata. It is said that the present form of these epics can be traced back to the 2nd century. The Ramayana has the story of Ramchandra, the king of Ayodhya. The Ramayana is the smaller epic than the Mahabharata. Ramayana narrates many attractive stories of Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, and Shatrughan. Ramayana also narrates the story of Sita, the beloved wife of Rama, and her sacrifice. It also narrates the story of Hanumana and Ravan, etc. The Mahabharata is the world's largest epic, has 1 lakh verses. This describes the war between Kauravas and Pandavas. Besides, it also consists of numerous stories. Like the story of Krishna, Krishna played very vital role in the story of Mahabharata. It also consists of story of Arjun, Draupadi, Bhishma, Karna, and many other important characters. The Bhagavad Gita is a part of Mahabharata, expounds the deep philosophical principles. It conveys the message of achieving moksha or salvation through jnana, karma, and bhakti. Both the epics, the Ramayana and Mahabharata, have influencing millions of Indians and Indian literature for a long time. They have implanted motivational seeds of sanskaras in the Indians. During the period of epics, Sanskrit literature was produced, which contained a good combination of religious and worldly aspects of life. Let's study some points regarding Puranas. The Puranas played an important role in explaining initial Vedic religion of earlier time. During this period, many scriptures and Smriti Granthas were composed. These scriptures dealt with science and philosophy. For example, Kautilya's Arthashastra is a book of management as well as book on various topics such as arts, mathematics, and other sciences. The Smriti Grantha as explains the religious teachings, laws, and customs also. Now let's understand some points regarding Buddhist literature. The earlier Buddhist literature was written in Pali language, as it is divided into 3 sections. It is also known as Tripitaka. It consists of Sukta Pitaka, Vinay Pitika and Abhidham Pitika. Besides, many other words were also composed in Buddhist literature. Gupta period was known as the golden period for the growth and development of Sanskrit poem and dramas. Let's understand some points regarding Sanskrit literature and the development of Sanskrit literature. The great writers like Kalidas, Bhavbhuti, Bharavi, Bhartrihari, Banabhatta, Manga, and many others belong to this period. Of these, Kalidas is known all over the world. His works, Kumar Sambhava, Raghuvansham, Meghdut, Abhigyan Shakuntalam, and Rudsamhar were renowned for their best poetic and dramatic style. Bana wrote the Kadambari and Harsh Charit, a biography of King Harsh. Other works of this period are Bhavbhuti's Uttar Ramcharit, in which the story of love and Kush is narrated. Bhairavi's Vishakhadattas, Mudra Rakshas, Shudrakas, Mrichikatikam, and Dandi's Dashkumar Charita. The subjects of these works were political events, romance, allegories, comedies, and philosophies. Now let's study some points regarding Gujarati literature. In ancient times, verses were composed in earlier form of Gujarati language. In the course of time, Gujarati language developed and many literary works were composed in it. The heritage of Gujarati literature was made prosperous by literary contribution of Narsim Mehta, Mirabai, Dayaram Akho, Premchand, Pritam, and others, who composed beautiful verses, songs, garba, narrative poems, and chappas, etc. After that, the scholars like Narmad, Naval Ram, Kishore Lal, Masruwala, Mahipatram, Pannalal Patel, Umashankar Joshi, Mahipatram, Roopram, Neelkant, Govardhan Ram Tripathi, and others enriched Gujarati literature with their works. Now let's understand some points regarding Dravidian language. The four Dravidian languages are Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, and Malayalam. Developed their own scripts and literature. Tamil is the oldest of these, with its literature belonging to early centuries of the Christian era. Among Dravidian languages, Kannada literature was deeply influenced by Jainism. Pampa composed Adi Purana, and Vikramarjun Vijayant Punna composed Shanti Purana, and Ranna composed Ajitnath Purana and Gada Yuddha. Tamil literature, Kamban composed Ramayana in Tamil. Telugu literature, Raja Krishnadev Rai of Vijayanagar wrote Amukta Malyada. Thiruvalluvar wrote the famous Kurai, which is in verse deals with many aspects of life and religion. The Shilpadikram and the Mani Mekhlai are some of the most famous works of early Tamil literature. Dear students, revise the various ancient literature and learn the contribution of writers in various literatures. In next video, we discuss about very important topic, medieval literature. Thank you.